Hi, I'm not really a cat, but if you wouldn't mind subscribing and clicking like and maybe even share it, I would appreciate it. You're watching Cover Stories. Thanks. He was hired at a baby shower that turned into a gender reveal party when he sawed the mother-to-be in half. He's magician and comedian, the great Omar. People have always noticed that you never see him and Batman in the same room at the same time, but that's because Batman doesn't have a white van parked in front of an elementary school. He's magician and comedian Rocky Osborn. He's joining us at such short notice. He's sitting in a hotel right now, completely oblivious that we're stalling for time until the FBI kicks in his door. He's actor and comedian Paul Ogata. Now, they say the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but she has found that a 6-inch blade between rib 2 and 3 is much more efficient. She's my awesome co-host, Melissa Greenberg. Can you hear me meow? That's right. There is a lawyer out in Texas who apparently left his filter on while conducting a court trial or some type of proceeding was taking place. I didn't really get that far in the article. All I know is that he didn't realize that the filter was on because his child was playing with the computer beforehand, and it was stuck. So he had to take the court meeting in a cat filter that we're going to take a look at the video right here.
We're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
Wow. I love how an advertisement popped up at the same time that played. Geez Louise. Okay, so let's see. Welcome to the show, Paul. We're gonna go with you first. Let's be honest. If your lawyer can't turn a filter off, wouldn't you just say you're fired right there on the spot?
Yeah, but also he's very old. It sounds like he's very old. And even as a cat, he's gray. So we know he's not down with technology. And just be thankful that his kids are wholesome and they use cat filters. Because there's some people, if their kid was messing with their Zoom and they turned it on to a court hearing, they would be the penis of the big black naked guy hunched over the bed like that. And he'd be talking to, Judge, I promise, I'm not a penis. I'm a lawyer. I'm here. So he should be grateful that it was just a cat. Very harmless.
Right. Omar, you kind of leave your filters on all the time. What do you call that? False advertisement, so to speak. Right? You've been catfishing some people, if I'm not mistaken.
You're saying I've been catfishing people?
Yeah, Yeah.
With what, man? I'm parked outside of somebody's house.
Yeah, exactly. One of your victims right now.
Yeah, this is the best for sound, just so you guys know. I don't know if it's echoey on your end. This sounds amazing from my end. Dude, that's hilarious. I think if that lawyer was out of time and he had nothing else to give to the judge, I think that's a perfect excuse to be using the cat filter. Dude, I got nothing. I mean, put the cat filter, blame my kid.
Right. We know that he was probably into some sick shit before that. He was on a completely different website. And
kitty porn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that was
Thank you. I'll be here for an hour. Yeah.
Now Melissa, your kids, do they ever use filters like this on any of your stuff?
Actually, they're like begging me to get on TikTok. They're 7, so I hand them my phone now to fix stuff.
Yeah.
Can you get it, or to get into Zoom meetings and stuff there? But I don't let them use my phone.
I like how Rocky's catches.
My cat literally jumped right between the two. I'm like,
you rang.
I'm not a cat.
I'm just thinking about like if that was like a criminal trial, and
I
that
know.
was the defense, right? And the judge would just be like, "We find the defendant adorable."
So here's a video of other kids when they play with filters, and this was just the best here. Pop. I love that. All right, so those are always great.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised he didn't just ask for a continuance until next week so he could get that fixed. But it's funny because my favorite part of that video was the fact that he literally thought he had to say, "I'm not a cat." Like,
yes.
No, I'm here. I'm not a cat. Like, and then the judge actually says, "Yeah, I know that." Is that how he is? Is that how he is during the whole thing? No, Your Honor, he's not a murderer. Okay, he's just wearing. It's a filter. It's a filter.
Could you imagine if he was a cat? Like, yeah.
He had a knife. The knife had blood all over it. He's like, "This is it." Nope, that's just a filter. It's just a filter. That is not at all what happened. I love it. It was just. I have to go on there now and watch the entire thing because I have to know what happens after that.
I know. It's like, ladies and gentlemen of the Prairie, we find, yeah. And it's weird if you have a cat. Well, obviously Rocky does. You know that the temporary insanity plea is perfect for that because cats just go fucking crazy for no reason. Like they're fine 1 second, they're like, "I love you," and then they attempt to murder you, and then they go back to, "Hold me, I love you so much." Like,
I don't go down the stairs anymore. Like I just stay downstairs all the time because they literally will always jump right in front of my feet. Mm-hmm. We have 2. And I swear they are intentionally trying to kill me.
Yeah, just slide down the rail from here on out. That's the only way you're gonna. Yeah. All right.
Well, it's hump day, people. So what better day than to mention this story. It happened in Dubai. Emirati arrested for stealing camel for gift to girlfriend. The police have arrested a man for allegedly stealing a highly valuable newborn camel to give to his girlfriend for her birthday. And the owners of the baby camel said, "Hey, my camel's been stolen." The police went and investigated. They didn't see a thief. And then later, a couple days later, a guy called to say, "Yeah, a stray camel kind of wandered onto my property." But yeah, the story fell apart. He was arrested, and so was his girlfriend, incidentally. And I don't know what the penalty is for theft and making a false statement, but it's Dubai, so I can't imagine that it's good. And if you don't know what a camel looks like, here's a picture of a camel. I don't know if it's the actual camel, but...
And then when they go to court, you're going to see the lawyer saying, "I'm not really a camel. It's a filter. It's on." Yeah. So you said it's hump day, and the first thing, the Humpty Hump is your chance.
Well, it's actually Friday.
Yeah, I know. We're in the future.
Yeah. Oh, right. This doesn't come out for 2 more days.
Yeah.
Melissa, so they stole the. Where's this at in the proceedings? Are they?
As far as I know, they've been arrested, and they've been arrested for making a false statement to police, and they're charged with theft. So apparently, camel racing is still a big deal over there. They don't use them like they used to. They don't depend on them the same way. but they still raise camels for food, for milk, and they have camel beauty pageants. And there's people willing to pay millions of dollars for this fancy camel.
For fancy camel, I know that Dubai is a very nice place, but I do wonder if like what is the penalty? Like, is the penalty one goat? Like, you have to give up one goat, like that's your fine.
Right.
You're,
Yeah.
Your thing.
Well, theft is like, I don't know if that's one of those countries where they cut something off, but I mean, but I don't, stealing, and like, of all the things he could give her for her birthday, did I give you camel? Ah, la, 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 la. Like, no.
It's a baby camel. There's a difference.
A newborn. Like, here, I give you a responsibility. Feed it.
You know,
it's like under a car.
yeah, I was gonna say that it depends. It depends on I think your personal status. I know Dubai has like very kind of classes. Like, you know, if you're in the upper class, you can pretty much get away with murder. They don't do anything. But then if you're like in the lower classes, it's like, yeah.
Also, how unpatriotic, you know, it's in the name of the country. Don't steal, Dubai. It's right there.
Right? You're giving me stolen camel? It's just
make
I
sure
don't
your
know.
lawyer's not a
Yeah,
cat.
What?
Just make sure your lawyer's not a cat.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So just and make sure you file the serial number off the camel toe there. And
Maybe if she's charged, the fine is a hump for a hump.
I don't know what the girlfriend's role was in this, like why she got arrested. He was giving her a gift. She didn't say, go get me that camel, I'm sure.
I think women are always guilty.
well, I mean, there's
I want
yeah.
a camel, go give me a camel. If you don't give me a camel, I'm going to leave. If you don't, give me I want a camel. Give me a camel. If you don't give me a camel, I'm going to go out with.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Wait a minute. I'll. Something just clicked in my head right now. So
Omar's not talking. That's what just clicked in your head.
No, if you get your girlfriend, think about this. If you get your girlfriend a gift that A, makes world news, and B, you can face prison time or some type of disciplinary action, you're set for life. Like, you never have to buy her anything again because you just got her a gift that, like, that is a gift for yourself that keeps on giving. You just totally got yourself an out. Like, you never have to buy anything again. You're done.
At Christmas, when she's like, I want some perfume. You're like, no, we're not going to do this again.
Yeah.
You know what happened last time I got you a gift?
No, she's like, I'm never sending you to the store alone again.
All right.
Like,
I said milk.
He's like this. You know what happened last time I got you?
He's the kind of boyfriend that trades the cow for magic beans. Yeah, family cow for magic beans. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and where did he steal it from? The camel store, like Camel Depot? Where did he go?
He stole it from somebody's farm. Like
Her dad.
At Best Dubai? Where did he steal it?
Yeah.
Best Dubai.
Oh my God, Paula got us for the win.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they had a farm, and the owners of the baby camel reported what's interesting, they reported the theft, and then a few days later, this guy calls authorities to say, oh yeah, I found a stray camel. Can I keep it? Like, why would you report it?
Well, I mean, if you really did find it, I would think maybe it's legit. Who knows?
Right, and then you have to give it back. So I'm wondering, like, his story fell apart upon questioning. God knows what that looked like, waterboarding or something.
Well,
and it's
that's his mistake. That's his big mistake, is calling the cops on himself. He should have just took it on a plane, took the baby camel on a plane, and then parachuted out and never to be found again. It'll be like the pursuit of Dubai Cooper, and he will never be found.
Yeah, or get somebody to write you a fake receipt. I sold one camel to you, like there, like, I don't know. This is not well thought out.
Well, is any robbery well thought out? I mean, you're already committing a crime. There's going to be a hiccup somewhere.
But it's like a rare breed. Like, we just, someone stole our newborn magic camel, and then someone calls to report, oh, I found a stray magic camel.
Well, a lot of the heists, the major heists I pull in GTA, we have big meetings about it before.
Yeah. Just like movies. Okay. Whoa, where'd everybody go? Okay, are we good with the camel?
I think we're good. We can let Joe Camel go.
I'm surprised only one camel toe joke. I'm very proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Taiwan couple hits back-to-back prizes with scratch-off lottery tickets. This is in honor of the Lunar New Year. A Taiwan couple won a $35,689 prize from a scratch-off. And this is a couple in their 50s. They bought 3 tickets for the $20 million super red envelope scratch-off. And they went back thinking, I'll just buy another ticket. And then they won another $3,569.
There was a guy in I think it was in Jersey, that he had won $1 million scratcher and then came back a month later and then won another $1 million scratcher. And then because he would go there every week anyway. So obviously he accumulated $2 million. And then he came back again like a few weeks later and then won another $250,000. I'm like, what the hell, dude? So yeah. It happens.
Is it like Chinese food? You win one Chinese lottery, you're broke in an hour, or
you're hungry again.
Yeah.
Is that American money?
I believe it's no.
Is that US dollar? Because I'm curious. They're making a big deal out of it, and then we do the math and we find out they won.
No, it's
$20.
I have to be clear about this before I get fact checks. It is converted to $35,689.
Yeah.
US.
Well,
because Taiwan also uses dollars. It's a different conversion rate, but it's called dollars.
It says that the 20 million super red envelope scratch off, the top prize is worth $713,788.80. So if it's $20 million and the top prize is actually $713,000, then maybe they
$3,000 comes out to about $6. So what's the news story again?
Yeah, right.
Right? Somebody went to
a bought a brand new house in Taiwan.
Oh, now I feel bad. Well, if you don't like that, officials in New Zealand, in a New Zealand city, are seeking the owner of a loose peacock. In Wellington, listen, we might have internet.
Rocky has that right now because he's not wearing any pants.
That's right. Rocky's loose peacock. Here's a picture of the peacock.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Anybody that read the story in Dubai doesn't want to think they found the peacock because they don't want to get arrested.
That's right. I found a peacock.
Omar, was that you that just said, that one?
Apparently it's very friendly and tame, and so they figured it's an escaped pet. And so Wellington City Council tweeted it. And if you happen to be in New Zealand and you find this peacock, you can the Wellington City Council and put their number right here. You could call them up. It's a bunch of numbers.
Wait, I'm gonna screenshot this.
How do I know it's their peacock? Have you ever seen an untamed peacock?
I know. I was just gonna say, my neighbor, when I was growing up, my neighbor had a peacock, and they just chill. There's kind of no such thing as a really aggressive fucking peacock, dude.
Sorry, I think I found your peacock. This isn't my peacock.
That's not my peacock, baby. Have you ever heard of peacock though? They make the ugliest noises, dude. They're just weird sounding. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay, whatever. I don't fucking.
Okay.
Fucking shit.
This one comes out of Florida. There's a musician who calls himself Prince Midnight, and he stands by his claim that he turned his uncle's bones into a Skelecaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned his bones into a guitar.
We almost did this story, by the way, and I was going to call it death metal. Yeah. And it's ridiculously unplayable. They showed him playing it, and it sucked.
I'd buy it. It looks bad to the bone to me.
Bad to the bone.
Yeah, apparently, yes. The guy's uncle died in Greece, and then he donated his body to science, and they used it for 20 years. And they don't need skeleton, so he's saying they shipped the bones back to him, and he was like, what am I going to do with this? He didn't want to cremate it. He decided to make a guitar out of it. And apparently the rib cage makes it kind of impossible to get a really,
Yeah.
I don't know what is guitar sound, but
It's more predominant for like picking, I noticed when he was playing it. And I was like, this isn't really that. It was kind of gross. Like, I thought that was cool because they did show the uncle's picture, and the uncle was a total like metalhead, which I was thinking, oh, dude, the uncle probably would have liked it. Like, he probably would have been all for it. Like, oh, that's cool, man. But yeah, when I was reading that article too, I was just kind of like, it's fucking like, if you're gonna use human bones, like, do it, like, make a xylophone or some shit, you know what I mean? So it just does like on the cartoons, where it's like bloom, 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 bloom. Yeah.
And that sounds like bones.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I'm thinking to myself is, if that happened to me, what would I want someone to do with my bones? That's what I was trying to think. I'm like, what would I want someone to do with my bones? I guess I'd want Omar to put it in his magic show. Like, I'd want you to
watch me pull a Rocky out of this hat.
I'm trying to figure out what I and I'm like, what would I want my bones to be made into? That's kind of cool.
That'd be a good, I mean, you could pick a carpal, any carpal, you know.
Yeah, you can do it.
That would be great.
Maybe you'd be the thing, like, you know, at the Apollo, they rub the tree stump before they go out. You know, like,
yeah.
Rocky could have a prominent place on a major, not a minor one, a major comedy stage. You go out and
they just rub his skull. Like, he just has a skull sitting on.
Or his peacock.
Yeah.
Peacock when they go in.
Right?
That's a weird story. That's a weird story. It's kind of gross, though, to think that he's just holding his uncle's bones and trying to play this.
That's not even the weirdest thing I've ever seen a dead person do. I got hired to do a birthday party once, and in Hawaii, if it's the birthday person, they're wearing leis, and you know it's immediately that's the birthday person. So I show up at the place, and the guy introduces me, and I'm talking to the family from on the microphone. I said, "Hey, so where's the birthday guy?" And the guy says, "Oh, he's in the cake." I said, "Was he going to jump out and say happy birthday to me?" They said, "No, his last wish was to be cremated and put in the cake, and we would all eat part of it."
Ew.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Tell me you didn't have a piece.
No, I didn't even finish the set after that. How do you continue after that?
And did everybody know? Because that's information you want before you go.
I'm sure they were all in on it. It wasn't like at the end. It's not like a Kevin Spacey in Seven or something. Surprise!
What's in the box? What's in the box? Yeah. Dude, that's gross. That's weird. But you know what's funny?
Something?
I saw
mad cow disease or something, like, if, you know, when you feed
no,
cows.
Well, no, because it's been burnt. It's ashes.
Yeah.
You burned off anything.
Hey, this is really good cake. What is it? It's dead velvet.
Dead velvet.
It's Uncle Johnny.
Velvet Underground. No, I saw one where they had this lady in New Orleans. She had died, and like her last wish was to party. Like, she wanted to have a big Mardi Gras party. And so they propped up her corpse, and they're just all dancing and drinking with her. And it's literally just a stiff body like this, like just on a stage. And everyone's hanging out taking pictures. I'm like, dude, as human beings, we're fucking sick, dude. Like, we got problems.
Dudes are trying to talk to her. They're all like, "Gosh, stuck up bitch. Don't talk to her."
Yeah, it's all like Weekend at Bernie's and shit. Oh, dude.
You having a good time? Yeah.
No, it's dead in here. I'm still thinking about that cake, man.
I know, it sounds delicious.
No, but, well, I mean, if you cremate something, like, does it really turn to a fine powder? I'm thinking like someone's got to sift out, you know.
Oh, what do you mean? Like, someone ate a piece of cake and like, a bone, and just
Right,
You're halfway, you're like, "Oh, I got the wishbone. Who wants to split it with me?"
just,
I got a bad femur about this. Yeah. Omar, you're so quiet. Are you okay, dude?
Yeah, bro. I'm still tripping out on eating cake. That sounds gross, man. That's what the hell.
Almost like I'm hungry now. I want some cake.
I would love to know what that cake tastes like. Honestly, that's kind of creepy, but you don't get that every day, bro. Seriously. Like, how was your trip to Hawaii? Oh, dude, I had this cake. You're not gonna believe.
Oh, is that a Pillsbury cake? Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Oh my God, this is so.
I would get that guy to bring his uncle guitar down there to play a song while you eat the dead uncle cake, while Barbie's in the corner, propped up in the corner.
I can't get that taste out of my mouth. You know what does this taste? Cake has an aftertaste. I think it's Jeff. You know.
Jeff.
That's a heavy aftertaste.
Oh, hey, Paul, do you remember that guy's name by any chance?
I don't. It was so long ago. I don't remember.
I was just saying, because, sometimes memories like that will stick where it's just like it fucks with you forever. Where you're just like, I can't. Yeah, like she said, Jeff or some shit. You're just like, fuck, every time I see Jeff.
How long were you on stage? Like, you're like, hey, where's the birthday boy? Oh, thank you very much. Night.
It went downhill after that, after I made fun of the dead guy in the cake. Which that's the first thing you should tell a comedian when you hire them is it's like buying a house. There's disclosure. You got to tell everybody if someone died in the house. It should be the same thing with the comedy.
Or in the cake. Yeah.
It's like fried green tomatoes when they're just eating that dude at the barbecue.
Or the help or Hannibal.
You defecate in their pie.
You just reminded me. There was a comic. I can't remember who it was. But there was a comic that told me this story that they had performed at a wake, right? So they got a call like, hey, do you want to do this comedy spot? It's a private party. So they said, yeah. And they got there and it was a whole family. Like the whole family was there, everything. It was like a big family party. And so they're talking to him about, blah, blah, blah. And I guess what it was the daughter, I think she was like maybe 10 years old, died. And she used to like be really funny and joke around. And so she used to love to watch comedians. And she was just like, big fan. And so when they hired this comic to perform, they told him about the little girl, this was the thing this is like our way of, a tribute to her, So he was like, yeah, cool, man. And he goes, I go to the backyard. And they literally have the little girl in a casket right there with the lid open. You can see her. And they wanted us to perform right next to this deceased child, right? And dude, he goes, I was freaking out. Like, I didn't know what to do. But he goes, it was like you kind of tried to ignore it because they were all there. Like, he goes, through teary eyes, they were all just obliviously having a good time because they said that that's what she was all about. And this, I'm like, I could never, dude. Like, I don't even, the shit gigs that we take. And then I'm sorry, but if you're going to prop me in front of like a deceased child, I'm questioning every choice I've ever made in life at that point.
Open casket?
Yes.
And you put that in the front row. It's always the front row.
Yeah.
That's why I always bring Robitussin with me because it stops the coffin.
Stop it. What?
Oh my God.
It shouldn't seem too bad, actually, for most of us comics. We've all performed in dead rooms before, right?
Jesus.
Like, oh my God. That's morbid. That's straight up morbid.
We've all, and I know you guys have done these shows. I know you guys all have. I've done them a couple of times where you do like those for like a fallen officer or something, and they always, yes, they always put us up. They do this to comedians all the time. Well, they'll have like a montage. Like they'll call up the wife or something of the dead officer, and then they have like a montage playing on the screen of his life. And then all of a sudden they just go, you know what? To lift our spirits here, we hired a comedian. Here's, Mr. So-and-so. And you just walk up there like, what the fuck, dude?
I got called to do a show in San Diego, and we're up there. I'll get to the gist of it, but we get to the show, and I was fortunate because they hired me to be a walk-around magician. So I just did walk-around magic at the beginning, and then there's these comedians, and the comedians went up at the end, and I thought, well, I would have done comedy at the end. I may have been happy to do comedy, but whatever. I did the walk-around. My bit was done, but I decided to stick around and watch the comedians. So they were like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring the comedians up, and the owner of the company comes up, and I'm telling you, hundreds, 200, maybe 300 people in this room. And the owner comes up and goes, "Hey, you know what? Before we do that, let's let me make an announcement." And the HR lady is like fighting with the owner. They're up there. They're like, "No." She's like, "No." And he's like pulling the mic. It is crazy. And the long and short of it is, he went up and let everybody know that he had just sold the company and everyone was losing their jobs. And then they're like, "Ladies and gentlemen, the comedians." And I mean, people, no joke, people were they're crying. Like, there's people out there, they're crying, they're upset. Everybody's getting up, they're all talking. And then they bring up the comedians. I remember like Mike Vinn was there. There were a few other comedians. But my favorite was that Vicky Bartolak was the headliner. And so it just made it all worth it. So, you know, she gets right on stage. It's supposed to be a clean show, PG-13, don't offend anybody. She gets right up, looks down at the front row with these 4 girls sitting there and goes, "I guess you lesbian security guards are going to have to find new work."
Shit.
She didn't hesitate. She just fires into
How dare you?
All I could think about is what a huge bullet I dodged there because I did the magic in front. I didn't have to go up on stage and deal with this. But how do you do that? I mean, the funeral was bad, but man, you know, telling people you're fired, like there's all these things you could do and then be like, "And now we brought this here to help you get along." It's like cancer patients and they bring in the dogs. They're like, "Here's a dog to pet." You know what I mean? It's like, that's how I feel this. Like,
Right.
this is here's the pet.
Yeah, but the cancer people usually know they have cancer. They don't just go, "Surprise, here's your diagnosis, here's a dog." Like,
Oh, I thought that's how they did it. I was like,
Be sure to grab a lollipop on your way out the door, eh? Yeah, it's always one of those shiesty doctors with sugar-free lollipops. All right.
they're dead too, don't they?
Huh? Oh, did you say the dead people know they're dead?
I was like, yeah, it's the same thing. They know they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
I would walk out too. That's crazy. And Paul, your story, same thing. I would walk out. Omar, you said nothing. I would walk out on that.
Are you parked outside a hospital, Omar? Is there something?
I know.
Just staring there, walking, just staring at me, looking at a telephone screen. I'm like, "Hello, hello." I really think I should leave this place.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Yeah, let them think you're talking to yourself. Then you know they won't mess with you.
start adjusting your waistband and stuff.
Where exactly are you actually?
South LA.
Within 100 feet of a school?
Yeah, probably in a school.
Yeah, like, are you at a business, a school? What are you?
No, I'm in a residential spot, but there's a lot of people walking by. I've literally had somebody selling ice cream. Like, there's an ice cream truck while you guys sorry. I'm trying to hear what you guys are saying, and at the same time trying to cover the noise.
No, just tell me
into your feed.
Yeah, no, just tell him you're doing another reading for another Marvel movie. What's that guy's name?
Because it looked like Michael Peña.
Yeah.
Michael Peña?
Yeah, Michael Peña.
That's funny. A lot of people do. People approach you, Omar, and ask you that.
I actually during during Ant-Man when it was famous, that character that he played, Luis.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought it was Luis. It was like annoying, and then this like 7-year-old little boy was like, "Luis," and I just looked, I don't want to ruin it for him. I was like,
And then a cop walks up and he's like, "Can I speak to you, please?"
And they're like, "Okay, here's the story." And then the kid talking. You got that whole thing that he does where he talks so fast, and then everybody will really think it's you.
Dude, you know what I would have done if I were you? I would have got laid like 1,000,000 times. and then okay, all right. So
he's the father.
500,000 times.
There's probably a lot of comic book fan guys that would have totally bugged you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. I would do it probably. Then I'd be down there. I'd be like, "Hey, look, it's Ant-Man. Hey, here's a question. I know we're doing news stories, but I do want to know that. Ace, does anybody ever think you're somebody else, like a celebrity?
I swear to you, I was just about to say, I get Mario Lopez for some weird fucking reason. I don't even look like, I don't think I do. But people say, like, I'll have people tell you look like Mario Lopez.
Pencil in a little left, little camel toe on
a little penis on the side. I don't know. That's what kind of sucks, man. I always I see guys that they'll look like somebody and they'll get chicks flirting with them because they look like somebody, and they could be an ugly person, like an extremely unattractive, like somebody wants to fuck me because I look like fucking, Tim Allen or some shit, and then but I'm like, I never have that luck, dude. Everybody will look at me and be like, no, you don't look like anybody famous.
That's what I don't get about like tribute shows. Like some of them are great. I know a guy that looks just like the lead singer of Foo Fighters. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's running around the Inland Empire. Faux Fighters are freaking awesome. But
Right.
there's a lot of the wineries out here do those tribute shows, and I went to Erotic City, a Prince tribute show, and it was awesome. But I always know that that's not Prince. And there's a bunch of women in, let's say, my certain age range who are up there like doing what I call cock squats, that kind of dancing where you can't really move, but you're just sort of.
Oh yeah. I'm in heels. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just kind of pumping, but you're standing up, and it's just so desperate and so sad, and they're pushed up against the stage, and it was all great. Like this, women are throwing beads on each other. We're all like, "Oh!" My boyfriend is horrified the whole time, and the guy on stage has a Prince, like a Purple Rain wig on, and he's doing a really admirable job.
Right.
But I still know that it's not Prince, and the band is just a bunch of dudes. Like they don't look like the Revolution, nothing. But you know that they're getting like spill overlaid. Like there was a whole lot of sexual energy dedicated to the tribute guy, and I'm like,
I love how Paul's acting out exactly what I'm thinking.
Paul's
Hold on.
what the word admiral job means.
I'm Googling cock squats.
oh, I don't know if that's what they're called, like really, but it's like when I don't know how to explain it. It's just women who do enough Pilates or enough Zumba to think that they're dancers by doing the two or three moves that they know. And it just sort of involves humping with your arms in the air.
So yeah, but back
it's
to
a tribute. The guy's taking his wig off at the end of the night.
But back to the topic. Have you ever gotten flirted with for somebody thinking you look like somebody else?
Yeah.
Who did they say you look like?
They used to when I was thinner. I used to get Minnie Driver all the time, and I've since cut off my hair, and I got heavier. But I used to get Minnie Driver all the time, and people would say, you really look like Minnie Driver, and I was like,
you went by Maxi Driver.
Small chauffeur, is that your thing? Like a small.
You don't know who Minnie Driver is?
No, it was a joke. It's okay.
Oh, no, it's hilarious, Ronnie. It's really funny.
Small chauffeur.
You think I look like Minnie Driver? And you're like, I don't know what that is. You're like, you know what that is? Okay.
Paul.
And Mini Driver is the first club you use at Putt Putt at Mulligan's.
Somebody used my Mini Driver.
Paul, do you ever get a celebrity lookalike?
Yeah, people don't flirt with me because of it. But one time I was doing the Royal Caribbean ship, the Oasis of the Seas, and one of the guys on the ship who was hosting the shows, he went around and unbeknownst to me, he was telling all of the crew that I was Ken Jeong, and I don't look anything like Ken Jeong. For the whole week, I'm at the crew bar drinking, and crew members are coming up to me like, "Hey man, can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just the comedian on the ship." But they're coming up taking pictures. Like day 5, this angry like Argentinian guy comes up, and he'd had Googled a picture of Ken Jeong, and he showed it to me. He goes, "Hey, this isn't you." And I'm like, "Oh, is that what's happening?" Yeah, Mikey V, you bastard.
That's awesome. I don't know. Rocky, did you say who you?
No, and I don't. I mean, some people sometimes, say, "Oh, you look like this," or look. But I will tell you, the worst thing that's ever been said to me in that regard was I went on a date, and this girl said to me, like within her opening statement, she goes, "You look like a bad guy from a movie." And I go, "Oh, what movie?" And she goes, No, you just look like you would play a bad guy in a movie. I was like, I guess this date's over before it gets started, but yeah.
Dude, it's like when here's what's weird. You ever see an actor that like is playing a part, but they look way too good to play that part? Like it looks like you go, that guy is seriously a pedophile in real life. Like you can just tell, dude, something's off with him. Yeah. And it's kind of weird.
Like
that
they
people
look like a bad guy. If for real.
Yeah, yeah,
Trejo?
yeah.
Yeah.
My
No.
wife had a dream that Danny Trejo killed her, and anytime Danny Trejo comes on TV now, she has to change the channel because it was so vivid in her dream that Danny Trejo tried to throw her out the window of a hotel.
That's weird.
Who has a dream that Danny Trejo killed?
It's my wife, dude.
His
Someone
wife.
who falls asleep with the TV on.
I had a dream. So Jessica Simpson, I find her annoying as all hell, like next to zero sexy. And recently I think she looked a little bit better, but I kept having this reoccurring dream of her going down on me. And this is when I found her repulsive, right? This was like at the peak of me finding her repulsive. And I kept waking up to that dream. And I'm like, I can give of all the fucking people. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like the weirdest thing when you dream about having sex with somebody you don't want to have sex with.
I didn't know guys did that. Like, didn't want to have sex with people.
It happens.
That's so weird that you had that dream, because I did too.
Jessica Simpson and Ace.
Like, no, Jessica Simpson going down on Ace. That's so crazy.
I had that dream also.
Oh, so you were the creep in the corner that was filming in the dream. Okay. I get it.
Creeping
I had that same
corner.
dream, but there was Paul in the corner, but he was eating cake with somebody's uncle in it. And watching us.
While Omar was across the street watching from the car.
Oh, he was it is, yeah. I love this show.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the sun to go down so I could go steal this camel.
Well, this has been Espresso News with Melissa Greenberg. Quit hogging up the game. A group of scientists taught some piggies how to play some video games. They actually taught chimpanzees and pigs. And this was some research that started back in the 90s by the late Stanley Curtis. He was a legendary swine researcher who died in 2010. Basically, they just taught here's the whole story in a nutshell. They taught pigs how to play video games, is what they called it, but it's really just a pig fucking with a joystick for treats. And they said that chimpanzees were better at this, which no shit. So let's take a look here at the little piggy.
This is Hamlet. He's amazed animal psychologists by learning a computer game designed for chimpanzees. Hamlet has to move the cursor into the blue area around the screen. When he does, he gets a sweet. The scientists make it progressively harder for Hamlet, yet he succeeds every time.
Yeah, somebody was digging in that pig's tree bowl, apparently. You know what's funny? One of the videos I was going to pull up for this, because I thought it was funny, there was this big fat guy that was playing video games and he got frustrated and started breaking his Xbox and shit. And I was going to do it, but then I thought, I don't want to be body shaming anybody and everything. So I skipped it, right? Because it made me laugh, but I skipped it. It turned out it was fucking fake. Like the guy makes videos because he knows he's a big fat guy. So he does these. And I was like, shit, I should have used it. But yeah. So Rocky, you know that I play a lot of video games and everything. I'm pretty sure your demented, sick, twisted mind was that this article was about me. So,
but let me back up, because I think my favorite part was you were like, he was this big fat guy, but I didn't want to body shame anyways. I think, right, Omar, were you thinking that, dude?
I was thinking that exact thing. I was
I don't want to be mean.
No, because I saw the video and I thought it was funny of the fat guy, and he's like all yelling. He's like, "Stop calling me fat! How do they know I'm fat?" And he starts smashing his Xbox, right? And I thought it was hysterical. But then I was like, no, I don't want to put that on the show, because but
I think it's
You
cool.
really did put it
It's
on
like
the show.
what was it when we were younger? I think it was a chicken that they taught to play tic-tac-toe. Remember that? It was like a
right.
chicken could play tic-tac-toe, and then by pecking and doing its thing, and then it too would get a treat. I mean, I think that, we're animals, they're animals. I think that, we can probably teach them to do most of what we could do, especially monkeys. I think it's funny that they were like, but the monkeys were better than the pigs. Yeah, the monkeys.
Right.
That's interesting. Who would have ever thought that would have happened? Yeah, I think it might have something to do with the fact that they have fingers instead of a snout that they're moving the joystick around. You want to impress me? Play Centipede. All right, you want to impress me? Get that pig to play Centipede, and if he can shoot down any one of those things, I'll feed that pig myself.
Yeah. So Omar, since you're weighing in on this too, yes, I have to defend myself to both of you guys. I'm saying that yes, I avoided the fat guy video because I didn't want to put fat people on videos and stuff on here. I can say it just because I'm packing them in now. I think I weigh like 215 now or some shit like that. So I'm up there. and I play video. Fat man in a little.
Like, it's okay for me to say it because I'm also kind of fat right here.
Yeah. I'm not there yet. I'm in that robust lane. Huh?
It's a bunch of women on this show. You guys look fine. You look fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Ace, can you still see your joystick, Ace?
Depends. If I suck it in, yeah. Well, yeah. Who said it last week? Was it AC that said he's a grower, not a shower? Yeah. And it's a side effect from having an innie. Yeah. Nothing? Okay.
I'd like to know who these swine-tists are who, I had the wrong major in college. I should have gone into any kind of science because then you can get a grant to study bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, the monkeys are better at video games. Are we playing against them? Is that what we're working up towards? Why? I mean, I guess if they can show that pigs are intelligent animals, I know the article was trying to show that they could get better treatment. I don't know if it worked for them. They're still delicious.
Not impressed, though. Not impressed. Pigs are supposed to be smart, and he's just nosing around a joystick. Teach a pig how to use an old school ColecoVision boxing grip joystick with the 4 trigger buttons and the joystick on the top. Then I'm impressed. Until then, give me my bacon.
Yeah. That'd be great. Just watching a little hoof. Just sitting there double tapping like the A and B button at the same time, just kicking your ass in Mortal Kombat or some shit.
The pig would kick ass at the old track and field video game.
Yeah.
The pencil or the comb that you just toggle back and forth.
Yeah.
Do they still make the is the Wii still a thing? Like, do people still do that?
The Switch now, but yeah.
You could do the dance thing with the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh, the Dance Dance Revolution?
Yeah, like make them they could be good dancers.
Yeah.
You know?
You say
like
that
Charlotte Webb, it'd be like fancy dancer or nice pig or whatever,
It's like the 3 little pigs, like, who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. And they're just like hitting the up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Yeah.
It'll just look like they're, what's the term? Cock dropping?
Yeah. Cock dropping.
I don't want to have to demonstrate what that is, but it's just
do it.
You might as well at this point.
She's gonna do it.
Is it that thing where your hands are up in the air like this, like there's something like a string holding your arm?
You're like, you're just doing this.
Oh wow!
Just yeah.
I love how Rocky's head is on your body right now.
Let's go. Yeah, do it again. Stand up.
Yeah, stand up. Melissa, stand up.
Stand up and do it.
I didn't get that.
Wait, look at Melissa.
I'll do the upper body.
Yeah.
It's actually funny.
Melissa, do it
I
again.
was like, fuck you guys, I'm going home. Like, no, I am home. I don't understand. Like,
no, do it. No, Melissa, do it again. Do it again because
I like everybody on this show, but I will say, of the 2 comedy friends I have, Rocky and Ace are the most fucked up friends to have. If you have a self-esteem, No, it was like, hey guys, how'd my set go? Well, they were laughing because they feel bad for you. Comics are terrible friends to have.
It's a charity show. Of course they're gonna laugh.
Oh, there's a dead kid in the front row. Of course
How
they're gonna
dare
laugh.
you?
Okay. All right. I will do the cock squat.
Period.
Yeah, do it.
All right, Ace.
Yeah.
You got to do the Prince. You got to do the where'd you get the shoes? Whatever you do your little thing. I'll do the cock squats, and then you're going to be the hands.
I got the hands. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
This is like when you get like your elementary school friends to eat dirt or something. Like you're one of those kids. All right.
All right.
Wait, which one is that?
Yeah. There you go. All right. Go
There's
ahead.
these are my legs.
Have to be rich to be my girl. There you go. Look at you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
You just made the virtual version of the arms bit. Wonderful.
Yeah. This is the hackiest show of the year. I know. Poor Paul and Omar right now. They're just like, what the fuck did I agree to? Like, Omar's sitting there going, man, I wasted all that time on technical problems to fucking sit through this shit.
Look at that. He's going to move his car another direction.
Paul was dreaming of Jessica Simpson going down on him, and then here we are with fucking camel toe stories and fucking
I'm just glad I got pants on.
dance videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There and then put a dead person in there, and everybody will get it. It'll just be like, all right, we got it.
Yeah.
We need merch.
Wait, you guys didn't cover that news story that happened in Pasadena, right? Where the guy that he walked in, he tried to order some food. He didn't have a mask on, so they sent him out. He came back a few minutes later with a gun and chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
And he didn't steal the money. He walked over to the chef and he said, "Put the chicken in the bag." I'm not kidding. It's not even a joke, dude. This really happened.
I forgot about that story.
And
This
why
is
don't
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Pasadena.
Yeah.
When he came back, was he wearing a mask?
No.
No, he wasn't wearing a mask. He
Came back
did not
wearing-
wear a mask the whole time.
came back wearing a gun?
Probably would have helped if he had a mask. He wouldn't be able to
Like
find
rock,
him.
paper, scissors, gun.
He came back wearing an angry expression.
That chicken must be good.
It is. I will rob them. For a number 22 with thighs, I will shoot anybody's grandma for that.
Paul will literally be performing in LA, and then I'll call him and I'm like, "Are you stopping at Roscoe's?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Can you get me some gizzards?" And he's like, "I'm gonna get home at like 2 a.m." I'm like, "Just bring me food." Yeah, Roscoe's is amazing.
That's funny. I've never eaten there. I don't know. I did
100 miles from each other, so it's weird.
I did a comedy show at a chicken and waffles place called it was called Duh Bread Basket, right? And they had a grand opening and they hired a bunch of Latino comics, dude. It was all black people and like with an all Latino show. And everybody's just sitting there looking at each other. Fuck is this shit, dog? Fucking
Why your mother used to hit you with a chancla?
yeah, pretty much. Those were the jokes. You got a bunch of Mexicans talking Mexican shit, and then you got a bunch of black people saying, "What the fuck is this shit, dog? I'm trying to eat, motherfucker. You up there talking about taco shit? What the fuck?"
Raise your hand if your abuelita is, and they're like, "Whoa, what?"
Like, isn't that like when you get a lump on your foot?
I'm just thinking this show needs a gimmick, Ace. You know how like everybody dances with Ellen?
Oh God!
Everybody can cock squat with Ace.
No more.
Oh yeah.
We're not dancing anymore.
The arms, and Paul could do the.
I will not be Omar's cock squat.
Wait, that's not mine.
He is cock squat.
Oh my God! Okay. Wow. Well, I seriously don't know what to say. But yeah, so that was awesome.
Waitresses.
Tip your wait. Yeah. You tip your virtual wait staff. I just did a virtual comedy show for a comedy club where they had actual audience members, but then they had us on the big screen in the comedy club. It was really weird. And it was the worst shit you could possibly do because everyone in the crowd was treating it like it was a fucking sports bar. They're just all talking, and we're just a TV on in the background. I was like, what is the point of this show?
We'll watch TV together.
Yeah. So, okay.
I haven't done I've seen a lot of people doing them where you have to stand up and do your show. So and then I just booked Paul, and I shouldn't say booked him because we've been doing this for this company for quite a while now. We've done a few shows for them, but this is the first one we're going to do where they want us to stand up and physically do our show. And the guy was like, okay, yeah, so you guys will just stand up, do your show, and then we'll make sure everybody's on mute so nobody gets, interrupted. And I'm just going, and I'm asking Paul to do this thing, and he's just like, what does it pay again?
But if they're on mute, how do you how do you hear them laughing? Or it's just like,
oh, that was another bad thing on mine. They didn't mute the club, so all you hear is everything that's taking place. And it's literally like trying to do a show, but you're a TV and you have feelings. So you it's like now you know what every screen feels like at a bar. It's like shit. But,
that's gonna be toughest for Omar, I would guess. Omar, right? You really can't do magic. You're like, here, pick a card.
I treat it. I have to do this literally, but then I have an issue with lighting. So if I don't have a good enough camera, it takes like 30, I want to say 10 seconds for the camera to focus on the card. So I've got to do this. I go, look, the card is in the pocket. And then I have to slowly show it to people. Do you see it? You see it? Everybody say yes. All right, great.
Right, because then the movement freezes.
It's literally the energy.
So it's in your hand and then it disappears.
Yeah, because the autofocus. Yeah. The autofocus kicks in and you got to do this the whole time. So I've got to be like, are you guys enjoying it? Great. I'm going to go over here now.
You say, can I get a volunteer from the audience? And someone volunteers and you're like, okay, call me on my cell. And then you guys just disappear for a while. And you come back, you're like, all right, thanks. All right. I want to thank my awesome guest for tonight's show. Paul Ogata, the great Omar, Rocky Osborn, and of course, Melissa Greenberg. My name's Ace Guillen, and this has been Cover Stories.